Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to remove unwanted objects from photos with AI on Galaxy Z Fold7. Let's begin. So, before recording this video, I did few different photos, 3 to be exact. But before I'll actually show you, let's enable the bigger screen, shall we? So we can see much better how AI will actually look. This is kind of a tutorial, but also kind of a test to see how this AI actually works and is it even that good in the first place. So let's begin. So as you can see, this is the first photo I did, this is the second, and this is the ultimate very hard test. But let's start with this one. We have this beautiful family of plants, but let's just say that the pink plant actually cheated on the green plant and is no longer in the part of the family. So we have to get rid of her from the family photo. How do we do that? Well, we simply click whenever we have on our screen, and you want to click the little AI button here. Now, you want to make sure that you're not in any of these modes other than generative edit. And as you can see now, we can tap or draw anything. Let me get the tutorial that you want to move or delete. So we obviously want to remove the pink plant, so I will draw a little outline. And as you can see, it did detect her pretty well. So I will also add the little shadow, because we don't want any glooming presence around her. And there's also a little bit of shadow here. Can you please get it? Mr. AI? Oh, Mr. AI has troubles, but I guess he is pretty good. And all you want to do is simply hit remove. But I accidentally clicked the other thing, so I will redo it again. Sorry for that. So let's do something like this. Now it actually spotted a whole shadow, so that's pretty good. Let's not miss this time. And now let's simply hit generate in order to remove the pink plant. We are now adding the missing pieces, and that's looking surprisingly good, to be honest. We can also enable show original to have a side-by-side comparison, and that's looking surprisingly well. Nice. But of course, this was a very easy test. Let's go with save copy, just so we have a little souvenir, and let's go back to this one. Now this is another family photo, and you will notice that actually there's one guy who is not from the family, the white one. We do not like the whites. So let's also remove it. But this time we won't really tap it. No, we won't really draw it. We'll simply tap our icon. And as you can see, it actually did detect it pretty well. So we could potentially remove it. But, you know, there is a nice white space, so there's probably won't be any issues with moving it. Instead, I want to actually move it. So I will click this, but I have to click this specifically. And now we have the ability to resize it or move it. So let's try to resize it. Let's try to move it like here, and you can resize it even bigger. As you can see, by the way, this is the logo, and this one is this one, so that's looking pretty funny. And well, maybe actually let's fix that. So let's have it like this. That's looking pretty good. Let's generate and let's see what will happen. We are adding the missing pieces, and we have ourselves a very first mistake, because as you can see, there is an issue with the shadow, since this is probably, this is the shadow that was left from the original logo. So in terms of moving, maybe I didn't catch the whole shadow, maybe. Let's save a copy nonetheless. And let's go back to the final challenge, being the most complicated photo yet. In here, we are not going to move anything, instead we want to remove stuff. because as you can see, we no longer have a very simple white background, which is probably what will most people actually use. You're rarely actually doing photos in some random white backgrounds, right? So let's try to, for example, remove the white icon once again. We can do that by simply doing this. We can even scroll down and very carefully drag around the thing that we want to remove. Pretty good. And now let's hit that eraser button and let's see what will happen. So let's hit generate. Sorry about that. And let's see how will the logo look. And surprisingly, oh my god, that's looking very good. Wow, okay, to be honest, I didn't expect that. I was like 100% sure that the AI would somehow screw this up. I will show the original, because you can't really see the size of the logo. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised with how this looks. We can save a copy, sure. But this, honestly, is looking surprisingly well. Yeah, this is the original and this is the changed one. And it even got shadows right. Like, this actually looks like a real photo. And the texture is pretty good. Though you will notice that there is much more detail on this texture. By the way, this photo was made with the 200 megapixel rear camera. But you can see that in here there was the logo and the texture is slightly weaker. But on maximum zoom out, I don't really think you could spot it. So that's looking pretty well. Anyway, we now want to remove also our little small plant here. So let's go with generative edit. Let's zoom in and let's carefully crop out our little plant. It did spot its size pretty well. So let's hit remove and let's hit generate. There are no logos that actually obscure the vision, so this also should look pretty well. Though you will notice that actually the arrow got cut, which is unfortunate, because by default I can actually show you we have little arrows on our logo, and the AI actually cut the other part of the arrow, which is unfortunate. However, if you would zoom out, okay, yeah, it is visible since this is a very obvious issue with the design, but it's looking surprisingly good anyway. I guess that the reason this worked is because this was a very easy oval shape, and this one is a little bit more complicated, so it failed with changing, so yeah. But as you can see, this is the difference, which is still pretty good. So anyway, I hope that after this video you have a pretty well understanding on how to use this generative edit feature and how good actually is it. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.